The two Parises as well. Yep. That's a great film, Paris, Texas. I love that. I thought it was a great film. Anyway, here I am, and there you are. Well, you come in, you're late.
Come on down, squeeze in, there's plenty of room.
Sit down. Enjoy yourself.
Seeing all these people here, I'm a little inspired. Has anybody seen the Oscars with Ellen DeGeneres and the selfie? Yeah, we want to break the internet, but we're going to try. What do we do? This is a selfie, we want to break the internet. Everybody smile, we're all in it. Okay, here we go. Okay, all right. We're going to be Ellen's Twitter tweet for the picture, so let's do that.
I don't understand any of it. Beyond my can. Anyway, cheers.
Should we open up to the audience for some questions? You guys have questions that you
I
already
like
have?
questions. Do you want to ask questions? Really? Are they going to
Well,
ask questions?
if you want to risk, we'll jump in here.
No. If you open up the audience for questions,
We're going to open up to the
I'm
audience.
going to go down and answer them.
Who's got a question for Sylvester? He's going to come down and join you. Sylvester, what were you doing before you came to Kansas City? Did you have any projects you were working on?
Now, here I am. Right. Anyone, no, don't have to queue up. You don't have to queue up if you don't know what to. But if you want to ask me a question, what do you want to ask me?
Were you happy with the way you regenerated in the movie?
No. I should have did it longer. Anyway, they call it the Paul McGann movie. It's not the Paul McGann movie. It's the Sylvester McCoy and Paul McGann movie. They go on about the inside of the TARDIS. They say, the inside of the TARDIS, that's the Paul McGann one. No, it's not. It's mine. I arrived with it. I must say I like that one. I was very fond of that. I always wanted a steampunk kind of, internal TARDIS console. And so I was really pleased that I got that. So that was good. Anyway, you want to ask a question over here? You don't have to queue. I'll come to you.
Well, thank you, sir. First of all, I appreciate you coming to Kansas City. It's awesome to have the first doctor, a doctor coming here, like first doctor. But
I'm the seventh.
Okay. What I wanted to say was that I think the most brilliant thing that has been done for the 50th anniversary was the 5 doctors reading. I just died. You killed me on that one. But what I wanted to say though is that I looked online. I cannot find my answer. My question to you is this: is that really you and Colin and Peter under the ropes, under the sheets in the?
Where's the camera? You got a close up? The answer is. Everyone want to ask a question on the way? And I'll stop and we're going to have a question. But it seems I'll do a couple of cures and then you can all cue in.
I just wanted to tell you that I've been a big fan of Doctor Who for a very long time. I watched it since John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Colin Baker, all the way up.
Thank God you didn't name all of them. This is a heavy microphone.
But after Colin Baker, when he started after, I believe it was after Tom Baker.
No, Peter
Davidson, and there was big flack about Colin Baker taking over the role when he was too cartoonish, etc. And then when you slipped into the role afterwards, could you give us an idea of what the production meeting was like at that time? Were you nervous about trying to carry the legacy, or, sorry, this is a real heavy question, or like...
I mean, it's gone on for so long, I can't remember the beginning. No, I got you, I was joking. Yes, no, what was it like taking over? Well, the thing is, it was a bit of a problem because I had not seen Doctor Who. For years, I hadn't seen it. I'd been working as an actor, and we didn't have means of recording it or watching it again. So I had no idea what Doctor Who was like. It was a distant memory. And I thought, I remember my first Doctor Who was Patrick Troughton, so I kind of vaguely thought, I'll do Patrick Troughton. And that's what I I thought it was comedic, and so I started my Doctor off in that comic way. But then as I got the part, I realized how brilliant it was, the part. It's a great part for any actor to play because there are so many facets. You can do so much with it. You can have such fun. You can have such misery. You can have such. You can dance. You can sing. You can be angry. You can be happy. You can play the spoons. And I thought this is a great piece to do. Anyway, thank you. So this is a great, thing to do. So that's how I approached it, really. I was given complete freedom because by then JNT, the producer, was a wee bit fed up he wanted to do it as something else. So Andrew Cartmel, the script editor, and myself just got together and we created my Doctor over a period of time. Oh, hang on, that was a nice thing you were saying.
You completely revitalized the character for me, and I'm sure for a lot of the audience, and that's why the Doctor is still back.
I'm going to go in here and ask someone in here.
I actually have a question about The Hobbit. What was it like to be on that after the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the start of The Hobbit?
Well, it was a shitty part, but something had to do it. It was all that poo. I was up for Bilbo Baggins. 12 years before, I had gone along on audition. Hello, I like your top, your British shirt there. I went along for Bilbo Baggins. Hello, and I didn't get it, but I nearly got it. I got down to the last two. There was the last two actors who they were going to choose between, and then they chose Ian Holm, the great Ian Holm. So I was very disappointed. But that was the beginning of my journey towards running as the brow. So I'm making you work for your money, aren't I? That's right. That was my journey, really.
He's like way back
King
there.
Lear with Ian McKellen touring the world, and we ended up going to New Zealand.
He's a
To
doctor
make sure
or
you're
what?
not asleep. And then New Zealand, and then I met Peter and Fran and Philippa, and the rest is history. I got this part with poo down my face. You know all about poo down your face. You've just got a baby there. Anyone else up here want to ask a question? Let's go along with that.
Sir, I hope I'm not being too presumptuous, but could I have a hug?
Okay, on the way.
Do you still watch Doctor Who today?
Yes, when I can. I mean, I'm traveling and working and all over the world, but when last 3 years, whenever Doctor Who was on in Britain, I was in New Zealand, and whenever it was on in New Zealand, I was in Britain.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did get to meet Matt Smith recently when I made the Five Doctors reboot, and we went down to Cardiff, and there was Matt, who I thought, a rather wonderful doctor, and he came bounding up. He's like an Afghan hound. He's so lovable, and he comes up and he hugs you, and he licks your face, and he I mean, it's just a joy. He's great. I remember when the casting of him.
I'm getting lazy.
I believed that the doctor should be older, maturer, a bit like me really, and I didn't really think a young doctor would be a really good idea. Principally because there are enough superheroes in the world, enough superheroes who wear their underpants outside their trousers, that, I thought I'd use their muscles to solve problems. So I thought we want someone with a brain. And we Anglo-Saxons don't respect our old people as much, say, as other people do. And I thought it was great to have a hero who was old, grey-haired, and children could look up to and think, wow. But then when they cast a 12-year-old, I was like, no, you can't do that, it's wrong, it's absolutely wrong. And then I was wrong, because this 12-year-old came along with this amazing face that is, well, it's the best Time Lord face I've ever seen. It's ancient and young, and it's everything, isn't it? I mean, it just changes, it fits every scenario that he can do. Oh, who are you texting?
just honored to meet you, and I wanted to thank you for your years and also
70 my years.
the time that you spent acting, and not just in The Doctor, not just in The Hobbit, but in all the things I've been able to enjoy.
Great, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I was just going to ask if you thought the more recent Doctors had kept the spirit of the Doctor as well as like the earlier regenerations.
Well, I think they have. The only reason why I can say that is that you can sit down now. As you sit there. Are you comfortable? Good, thank you. Yeah, you see, recently I was working with the producer of Doctor Who, you know, on the 50th anniversary thing. I mean, I wasn't in it, but as you may have noticed. Except perhaps one little bit at the end. Anyway, Stephen Moffat said to me something I didn't quite realise. He said that my doctor had changed Doctor Who into another place because of the you know, the kind of the more deep depth, as it were, brought to it. I mean, what he said was that before that it was cartoonish in a way. That wasn't a negative thing. It was just that that's its world. You know, it's like, but where I came along and brought a darkness to it, a sadness, you know, tiredness, agedness, all those kind of things. And he said that that's affected Doctor Who ever since, and that it's inspired him and his doctors. You know, the ones he's written for. And a lot of this stuff that they're doing, he said, is inspired because of my doctor. Does that answer your question? Okay. Simon?
Do you feel cheated by the BBC? Because, I mean, Tom Baker and Pertwee were on for 5, 6, 7 seasons. You were on for 2?
3. Yeah, well, yeah. No, I don't feel cheated. It was a great time, a great job, and I did other stuff. You know, I've had a great time doing other stuff. And after Doctor Who, they paid me more because I was being a Doctor Who.
Do you feel like you had a lot of choice during Doctor Who?
What?
Did you have a lot of choice in your character?
Yeah, the choice character. Yes, I did. I had a lot of choice. Because you know, just left it to me. And originally, I started off kind of more comedic and Charlie Chaplin and that kind of world, Buster Keaton. And then, as I said earlier, I realized it was such a wonderful role and you could do so much with it. So I opened darker doors and tried to go in there. I wanted to bring back the mystery of the Doctor. Who is the Doctor? Can we trust the Doctor? Is he safe? Rather than just being a hero, superhero. So, anyway.
Sylvester!
Hello! God, what do you want?
Voice of God. Do you have any particular favorite stories that you did in serving as the Doctor?
No.
Now that the Doctor has opened the door, what do we have to do to see you on the new Doctor?
I don't know. You're going to bribe Stephen Moffat. Get together now and you know, put some dollars in and send it to Moffat. Bring back McCoy. I don't know really.
Oh, there's a Kickstarter.
Doctor, favorite stories. It's very difficult really when you're making them. You see them so differently. You could never see a Doctor Who story as playing the Doctor like anyone else. In a way, it's a curse because you can't enjoy it the way you all enjoy it. You see it, you know, brand new, magical. We know everything that's going on. We know all the bad bits. We know, how hard things were, and you can never see. But those that have got great memory from me might be what is it? Survival. Now we made Survival in the summer.
Be sure we're falling around with his card.
In the deserts of Dorset. It's a big sand pit in Dorset, and it was miles by miles of sand. It was over 100 degrees. It was like making a spaghetti western, something I'd always wanted to do. I even rode a horse in that one. And we had cat people, and the cat people were all covered in fun fur and the makeup, and you know, there was no place for them to get out of the shade. So they suffered terribly from the heat. And one of them just freaked out. She couldn't take it anymore. So she stripped off her fun fur and was last seen running over a sand dune. The only thing was she forgot she was wearing a thong. That's the one I remember.
What's your opinion on the new Doctor
Peter Capaldi.
Peter Garibaldi. Peter Capaldi. I think he's going to be great. He's a wonderful actor. Much, you know, really proven actor. And they've gone back to the bit of getting an older actor to play the Doctor. So it'll be interesting to see how this whole new generation of young Doctor Who fans will take to an older Doctor. And bizarrely, he is the oldest actor to start playing Doctor Who, because William Hartnell was younger than him when he first did it. So that's quite interesting, really. But I mean, you know, Peter is an amazing actor, and you know, I think he might bring a lot of the fear back. You know, the danger. I hope he does. The danger of the Doctor.
Well, first I want to say, I don't know if you remember 2 months ago in Chinatown.
Oh, was that you? You mocked me.
Yeah.
Give me my wallet back.
I almost stole your cane, actually. I almost stole your cane.
All right. In Chinatown?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks. And, since I got to go over there and see London for the first time, which was amazing, I wanted to see what you thought of Kansas City and tried the barbecue. That seems to be a popular question today for all the panel guests.
Well, yes, I have managed to see a bit of Kansas City, and I'm mightily impressed by it. I'm so full of admiration for the burgers of, not the hamburgers, but you know, the guys that run the place, the burgers of Kansas City, that they haven't destroyed too many of the Art Deco buildings. It's great to see that. You've kept a lot of your kind of classic buildings as well, and some of the new buildings are really, really fascinating and interesting. There's some ugly ones as well. But I felt very safe, quite safe wandering about. I do tend to wander about in cities, and you know, no one mugged me, and I thought, well, that's a good way. If no one mugged you, it must be a pretty good city.
My question, I guess, is, what is your opinion of Sophie Aldred as an actress, and where would you like to have seen her character on the show go had it been able to continue back then?
Well, I think she's a great actress. I mean, I can't say she's not. She's terrific. I adore Sophie. We're still great friends. We became friends from the very first time we met, and she laughed at all my jokes, and she still does. And that's great, that's why I love her. Where would she have gone? I don't know really. Some people said that perhaps she was going to go to become a Time Lord, but you can't become a Time Lord unless you're a Gallifreyan, and she was a human being. So an ace, I mean, so I don't think she could do that. But she could have gone on to greater things, and perhaps still will.
Sylvester?
Yes?
Can we ask just a moment, how many of you in the audience listen to Big Finish audio? How many of you in the audience are Doctor Who fans? Those of you that do not raise your hands the first time need to go listen to Big Finish audios and discover this wide range of Doctor Who stories that is out there. Sylvester, can you tell us a little bit about what you do for Big Finish?
Yeah, well, I mean, Big Finish, in a way, Sophie and I, after the end of Doctor Who, or the hiatus,
did you want me to send you the one where I got you in
Britain
him?
wanted to carry on making Doctor Who stories, and so they got together and they asked us if we would come and do stories that they would record. We did some videos as well. We called them the Professor rather than the Doctor because of, you know, kind of contractual reasons for the BBC, and we did all that kind of stuff. So we wanted to keep it alive. Then we used to record in someone's toilet because the sound was good in there. And then gradually it got more and more professional. Again, it was all fans. It was all fans that ran it. And they, luckily there was one fan who was a very good businessman, and so he put it on a very good business footing and called it Big Finish.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get you to look
And now
over.
they make
I just
Doctor Who
barely caught it.
stories with Tom Baker, Colin Baker, Peter Davidson, Paul McGann, myself. And we have the amazing actors, British actors, and some American actors in them. The writers are the same writers that write for the television program. And it's generally really tip-top stuff, and I get to play the Doctor again, you know. And what's fascinating is that I can get older, but Ace, who's, you know, Sophie's now, well, I won't tell you what age she is, but she's, you wouldn't believe it anyway, because she's a Peter Pan girl, but she's still playing Ace, you know, as that 16-year-old or whatever age she was supposed to be.
What's your personal favorite villain that you battle?
Well, I suppose my personal personal favourite villain was the Daleks, really. Only because I didn't think that I could, you know, be a real doctor until I'd beaten the Daleks. And so I did. It was quite interesting because they gave me a bazooka. And they said, look, you have this bazooka and you blow them up. And I said, no, my doctor doesn't do that. Because I believed that my doctor, or I believe that their doctor, really, I was a bit amazed to find afterwards that some doctors had been violent. But I believe that my doctor, coming from Gallifrey, was more intelligent and, you know, would use his brain rather than brawn to solve problems and to bamboozle the opposition and the enemy. I believed in that. And I wanted to try and further that philosophy. And so when they said, you have a bazooka, and I said, oh, I can't. And then I said, but Ace can. So Sophie got a bazooka and she got the privilege of blowing up Daleks, and my job is to actually top them to death. And I think that was the revenge of one of the writers, because they went back to the writer and said at the end when I destroyed the Daleks, and they said, listen, he doesn't want to kill them, he doesn't want to blow them up. And he said, well, the writer said, I'll take my revenge, and he wrote me this long, complicated speech that I had to learn to actually top the bloody Daleks to death. I must say I didn't like that at all.
You actually just hit on exactly my question. The doctor is more likely to defuse the situation with the jelly baby than he is with the bazooka. Do you see a danger in them kind of getting away from that and becoming a more violent doctor as it's going forward?
Well, yeah, if that's the way it's going, I think it's a shame, really. I haven't seen a lot of them because, as I said, I've been travelling and working in various parts of the world when it's not on. And you know, it would be a shame. I think, you know, to use the brain to get out of a problem is much better. I didn't have a screwdriver when I was a doctor. The reason for that was the producer thought it made it too easy for the writers to, you know, get me out of trouble, get the doctor out of trouble. And it would be much more interesting for the writers to solve it that way. And so, you know, I never had a sonic screwdriver. I know they're immensely popular, but, you know, I was quite pleased with that. And anyway, so that's, you're pointing at this person here.
I'm sorry, I had my